Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. Today is the 15th day of August. And we did take a break, a well-needed break. And we are here with you this morning on a very sad morning. The news cycle for the last couple of days have been crazy. Crazy, I dare say. Let's join Master Cat Radio. Let's join the people at Master Cat Radio. Master Cat Radio, good morning. Morning and welcome. Welcome to all my listeners and viewers and subscribers right here on the Colin Bell Show. Those of you who have been calling, sending message, Colin, when you're coming back on. Hey, Colin, don't leave us again. It's just a break, man, to make certain that I maintain my sanity and take care of mental and physical health, you know. It is critical. Share up the live, everybody. Share up the live, share up the live, share up the live, share up the live. Share it up, share it up, share it up, share it up. Give it the thumbs up for me now, please. Right away. So much things to say right now. We got so much things to say. Lord Jesus Christ, we come before you this morning, giving you thanks and praise for all that you have done for us and all that you continue to do for us. We want to thank you for health and strength and daily food. We want to thank you for family and friends. We want to thank you for protection. Thank you for journeying mercies. Thank you for keeping the peace around us. Thank you for my staff. Cover them under your blood. Cover their family. Help them to be honest and help me to be honest and fair with them. My staff complement is growing. There was a time I had about 30 staff, you know. And I closed the farm and that cut down. And it's growing again. So I have close to 20 people working with me. Working with me. I don't like say people that work for me. Working with me. Yeah. And I want to ask God to bless them and bless their families. And help us that we may be united and stand united. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, Lord Jesus Christ. You are my strength and my redeemer. I've been patient. Sorry. I've been patient because I want people on the live this morning so that we can get this thing out there. Because I've been watching and listening a lot of the shows where people are talking about this land issue down there in the land issue down there in Trelawney. But my disappointment is that people are forgetting that over in West Albion, the government of Jamaica is bulldozing people's house. And they can't take with themselves from this one. because it is the Prime Minister who is responsible for the bulldozing of houses over there in West Albion and in St. Thomas. Auntie Lane, good morning. Jax out of Jacksonville. Donna, good morning. Paul Wilson. Backwood, Georgia. Oh, what that? Hey. Marie, morning. Morning, Celine. Christopher Campbell, good morning. We are back. Share up the live. We're going to be talking to opposition spokesman and land, and he's also an attorney at law, Lothian Cousins, this morning. We're going to be talking to Ralston Hyman because this thing down at Trelawney is also diverting attention from the serious problems we're having in our economy, where the Jamaican economy is crashing. Yes, my people. How have you all been doing? I hope you have all been doing very well. And I know I'm going to come in with some things to me this morning, because I like to tell people that my listeners and viewers are some of the brightest. My subscribers are A-class. Junior, good morning. Marshy, good morning. Mystical, good morning. Yes. The brethren, they were always a call for us. Nephew, morning. What a shame, nephew. What a damn shame. And the government is pretending that they have nothing to do with it. The doggers that are on social media, and I stop even calling them bloggers, they are doggers. Munchi, what kind of woman are you? What kind of woman are you, Munchi, that you make politics dehumanize you? Politics have dehumanized you, Munchi. What a goddamn shame. You're telling the whole lady what she should have been doing with her front. What are you doing with your front, Munchi? Are you playing room for rent, supply within? Really supply? You know, I must have given you the story before, where in the local government election, I met up on a group of young men who were selling their votes like Aki. They said I should give them $150,000 and it's 15 of them, and they would go push in the vote for me. I tell them, no, I can't do that. I don't have that kind of money, one. And two, I can't do that. What I am offering them is much more than that. One of them say I have money and government not do nothing for him. And I took the time out to explain to him that even if you have a $2 million or a $3 million in the bank, because I judged him, yes I did, judged him based on the vehicle he was driving and his pompousness. So I know if he had a certain amount of money, that could not be the vehicle that he would be driving. So I said to him, are you aware that one sickness can wipe out all of that little bit of money that you have? But I want to go further this morning, because it not have to happen to you, you know. If there's an issue in your family and you are a family man, an issue with one of your child, and you are a good mother or a good father, that can also deplete whatever little money you think you have. So, being in a position that you believe you're wealthy today doesn't guarantee you safety in retirement. Because for those of us who are aware, we know right there, some other producer. For those of us who are aware, we know it not take much. It not take much to deplete your little money. So Munchi, I was very embarrassed, even as a man, when I hear how you deal with the lady. Very embarrassed. Because government money is not personal money. Government money are all our money. And when you tell the old lady what she should have to do with her front, and labor rights don't come out and shut you down, then for me, what Munchi said is the views of the Jamaica Labour Party. You hear me? What Munchi say about the lady is the view of all hard-nosed, die-hearted labor right. And I say that without any fear of contradiction or any apology. When Mario Michel and the other lady there said what they said, them says the view of the PNP. What Munchi say about the lady is the view of the GLP. And that's why the people in the West are still suffering after Hurricane Melissa. Make I go over to what is happening down in Trelawney. And I did some digging. The men who worked on the day demolishing the people's houses, 2 coastal load of them, 55 of them to be exact. Which constituency did they come from? Hey, Tala. Which constituency the men who went down in 2 coaster buses, 55 of them to be exact? Naughty, but you know easy, Naughty. When you know ordinary. And which constituency them come from? They come from a constituency far, far away. Who is the member of parliament for that constituency? Did the member of parliament have a role to play? I am being reliably informed that a sitting member of parliament of interest in the land, I don't know which side him come from. Well, I know which side him come from, but I'm not going to say. A member of parliament, a sitting member of the House of Representatives, I am told, have serious interests in the Cooper's Pen lands. I am further troubled though by the role of the state. And, you know, Antilian, this is my major problem. This is my major problem. As slavery tactics was used, a tactics from slavery days was used to demolish the houses. Now, let me make this clear. If the land is privately owned, I don't condone anybody going on to those lands. If the lands are privately owned, it should be left alone. I condone people moving onto government lands. Let me say it this morning. I, Colin Bell, condone citizens of Jamaica moving onto government land. If you don't have no land, I'm building a house on it. I condone it. I don't condone people moving on to private people land. Because if me buy a piece of land, a mine, and contrary to what some people say, if it sit there for 30 years, it's mine. Yeah? However, government land is ours. Really and truly, we must acknowledge and remember that we are the government. The politicians are heads of the government. And I been calling for land reparation in Jamaica. I have been calling for this for more than 5 years. Mystical, bear me witness. We have been saying that if we are going to call on Britain for reparation, the first action of reparation must start in Jamaica with land reparation, land for the landless. Children of enslaved Africans should be given land in Jamaica by the crown. So, I condone people moving on to government land. No. Private owners must defend their property. But how, Wallanda Marshy, how did the police in with that show of force? That show of force that the police went in with is not normal. Not normal. I heard there was a helicopter hovering overhead. Now, if that volume of force was used and the Minister of Defense was not aware, then the Minister of Defense is sleeping on the job. If that show of force was used by the security forces and the Minister of National Security was not aware, he's sleeping on the job. If they were aware and the MP down there in Trelawney, Tova Hamilton, and I saw her video and she was not aware, then them go over. But the police went in at 3 o'clock in the morning and took the men out of the community. That's a tactics from slavery. That's a tactics from Israel. And let me tell you this, and I don't know what the opposition is afraid of, but we must cut all ties with Israel. Jamaica should not be in any relationship with the government of Israel at this time based on what Israel is doing to the Palestinians. But you see, a lot of us sit down and keep quiet, you know. Israelis in our schools. There are allegations of Israelis training our police. Marshy, morning.
Morning, Colin. Should I say welcome back or welcome home?
Welcome back. It's good enough.
Welcome back. And you come back and you're asking the relevant question. Your question is so right. But me want you go and talk. Me only have one question. Me I go ask it at the top of your program right now.
Yes.
Is there a farmer employee of Edward Philip George Siaga who knows very well about that land at Cooperstown? A farmer employee of the late Edward Philip George Siaga who knows about Mr. Siaga business. If that person is around, he should be investigated. Me don't have nothing else to say.
Thank you, Marshy.
Yes, sir.
The commander who led the 3 o'clock operation that took the men out of the community, took them to the station and did not charge them, must be placed on interdiction immediately. I repeat, the commander who led the operation, who took the young men out of the community, took them to the station while the demolition took place and did not charge them, that commander must be placed on interdiction forthwith, pending the investigation of the actions of the police. It's not a joke matter, this, you know. The style here. Tell her. The style here where them use cannot and should not be allowed to go unnoticed. I don't even let me not even get into the demolition yet. You go take people out of them bed 3 o'clock. What was the reasonable cause? Let me hear this labor right here. Morning, nephew.
Morning, Mr. Bell. Welcome back, man.
Thank you.
And I listen you saying good morning to me. You started the program on a good note.
Yes,
and
man.
Then, Mr. Bell, if you want to maintain Portland Spice TV credibility and reputation, never you dare mention the name Munchie B on your program again.
No, Munchie is a nephew. I don't know what
Mr. Bell.
Hold on,
Mr. Bell.
Hold on. I understand you, but allow me a little bit, because I could not allow that to go without dealing with it, nephew. How can a woman or a supposed to be woman come on social media, seen an old lady, an elderly Jamaican? We don't know how much she had contribute. We don't know why she been in the position, and it no matter, because once you're a human being and you fall on hard times, you need assistance. And this BITC puppy low down come out and make a statement like that. That is the views of the Jamaican Labour Party. That's how Labour rights see whole people in this country. That is how Labour rights view our elders. That is how Labour rights views the people who are suffering in this country, nephew. That is the views of the Jamaican Labour Party. And wholeness and all of them. That is their views, nephew. What are you telling me? That's their views. Which one of them come out and debunk it, nephew? Show me the tape. That one of them come out and say we do not share the views of this Butupek.
Mr. Bell, Mr. Colin Bell, I agree with you that Munchibi is a notorious liar on social media. And when I say it, I don't say it.
Forget the lies. Forget the lies. Let's not even go to the lies. Our lady nephew is on hard times.
Yes.
Was hit by Hurricane Beryl. And this Labour right came out, nephew. This is what she said about the lady.
And that's why.
And which Jamaica Labour Party person come out and say we do not condone this, nephew? Show me the tape. Guide me to it. This is the views of the Labour Party of Jamaica.
No. And that's why I am not surprised of Munchibi behavior. I am not surprised because
must go do should I do whatever with our front. That's how the Labour rights see our elders, our mothers, nephew. That's how Labour rights look at our mothers because they're on hard time.
I agree with you 100% that it was disgraceful and shameful, but that's not the view of the Labour Party. I am a strong...
When Mario Michel and whoever said, and they never said they were going to do it, Mario said the reason why they put the stepping orders in Nara, because probably they would have used delay tactics, probably. And it became a firestorm. And a Labour right blogger, dogger, came out and saw a whole lady, a Jamaican elder on hard times. And the Labour rights comments is what she should have do with her front when she did young.
Mr. Bell, please, sir, to protect the integrity and the decency of your program, I would advise you, sir, not to repeat it on your program. It was disgraceful. Those are the
views of the Jamaica Labour Party.
And I said no, sir. I said no. And you know.
Guide me to the tape. Guide me to the tape where the General Secretary of the party, or the leader of the party, or the chairman of the party come out and say clearly that they don't condone that statement.
All right. I have heard so many PNP. Well, when I say so many, I don't mean great numbers, but I have heard PNP bloggers have said some things about the Labour Party, even in the chat room here.
We're not talking about no PNP. We're not talking about she said because we don't know who the lady is. We don't know if she a PNP or if she a GLP. This is not a PNP or a GLP issue, nephew. No, mix it up. This is an old lady. You know her? Me don't know her. You might be surprised that Munchi don't know her. So you don't know if the lady. You don't know if the lady is a Labour right, a PNP, or if the lady has never voted. I am referring to a citizen of Jamaica who is on hard time, hit by the Category 5 hurricane, and what a Labour right believes that the lady should have been doing with her front when she did young, and that she must go on side. Those are the views of the Jamaica Labour Party, and nobody can change my opinion of that, nephew.
I understand that you get an opportunity now to capitalize on something in which somebody claims. Make a finish my point. in which someone, a former PNP, claimed to be labor right. And they say this out of order road,
Who is a former
disrespectful
PNP?
thing.
Who is a former PNP?
Munchibi. Munchibi is a former PNP supporter.
Hey, I want to go to labor right, you know. Uno never miss a chance to blame the PNP, you know. That's why I'm telling you, know.
No,
And hold on. I
no,
agree with what Damian Crawford said. There are no real labor rights in Jamaica. They are all confused comrades.
This is the type of politics we practice in this country, where when we get the opportunity to try and score political points, we are going to make the best use of it. And I understand your position that is what you're trying to do this morning.
Make your point, nephew.
But I must say to you, Mr. Bell.
I don't know the lady. This lady could have, for all I know, be a labor right. A hard-nosed labor right. I don't know.
It's just like another person who claimed to be GLP blogger. And immediately the news break of the eating down of the house. This person gone on social media to say that it's Mark Golin and Peter Bunting and Proven Investment which own the land. And poor little thing don't even have the common sense to know that Proven is a listed company on the stock exchange, and any asset they have, it must
be listed.
Well,
any asset that they have is listed.
Yeah, so thank God Mark Golin come out and him have to apologize and withdraw. Because this is, hear me tell you, before I go, I can just say this here. Hear me tell you all the while that some of the GLP bloggers then is doing more harm to the Labour Party more and good. And
the Labour Party condone all that they are saying and all that they are doing. When Warmington called me chink, flea and fly, that was the views of the Labour Party. What Munchi said this woman should have been doing with her front is the views of the Labour Party.
Anyway,
all for you, excluding none of you.
For you to say the views of the Labour Party, it is just politics you is playing here.
Oh, yeah, right. Again. Yes, man. Yes, man. Politics. When we say it, it's politics. When we don't say it, it's true. I don't know this lady. This lady could have been a labor right. She could have been a comrade too. Because I don't know. My bone of contention. And it is worse when a woman or are supposed to be a woman come out and say this about a whole lady. You don't know the lady from Adams. You don't know her. She's on hard time. And I don't hear no labor right hierarchy come out and distance the party from it. And where I sit this morning, that is the views of the Jamaica Labour Party. You are a wicked set. You are a cruel set. You are a callous set. All of you. All of you. Wicked and callous and cool. You are all robots. AI will not be. Morning caller.
I am Mr. Shaka.
Blessings, my brother.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much, sir.
Hope you might have get as much rest. but as you come back, you can see that they must stress you out.
No, them not stress me out, you know.
Just keep you calm.
Them not stress me out, but it hurt when a woman said that about a lady. The hills of lives are many, you know. The hills of lives are many. You could be doing so well. And in no time.
It's history of labor right thinking, you know, them don't accept the poor.
Hey, Carla, listen to this. You could have been working as a civil servant, let's say as a teacher, all your working life. And you have your pension, you take housing trust and you build a house. And you're comfortable. And your pension now, you're not going to pay rent when you reach retirement. and your pension coming in, so you have a house and food money are coming. And a category 5 hurricane hit you, mash up your house. You don't have no savings to build back a house, you know. And this
They're not
Wutupek,
so deep. Mr. Shaka, they're not looking so deep
this
because
Zutupek, Wutupek, come out and style the woman.
Because them getting paid. No matter what they say.
And that's why I'm saying,
empathy.
and that's why I'm saying it is the view of the Labour Party. She works on behalf of the Labour Party. She carries the Labour Party flag.
No, but Mr. Shaka, it's not only the views. Look here, let me ask you a question. Which leader did say Jamaica and the woman them of Jamaica is like them woman them leg like them a sell a coronation market or something like that? Which leader did make that? Remember that statement?
No, I don't remember that statement. Remind me.
See, I gotta make that, you don't remember?
Me no remember, no.
I see, I gotta make a statement there. Make one of your long time call and refresh you. Tell all the civil servants and woman movement that will come out against him. Because so him describe the woman.
Oh, yes, like some big fat woman who opened up down a coronation market.
Yes.
I think I'm remembering it slightly now.
This is a history of the Labour Party. Then don't care about the poor. So what they expect them will do.
But when a woman come say that, brother, a woman come say that, a woman, not even the fact that it was a woman who had a hard time, she couldn't even just bite her lip and not say nothing. That's the length and breadth they'll go to defend the Labour Party.
Yeah, because they're getting paid. They don't care what they are saying. Them say. Them just want to bash the poor, and then we keep on bash the poor because they don't believe in a poor people. Look here. The poor consists of the children and the old lady. There is no significance of this government in society. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They have no significance in society.
A country is rated by how they treat,
a crime.
How they treat their elderlies and the children. Mm-hmm.
Right. Right, I know crime, being poor is a crime under this government. And they don't know, so them not doing anything for old people.
But how many old people houses were demolished in Trelawney? How many elderlies lost their houses in that demolition exercise?
A lot of them, and it's land that are balling.
But tell me something. Tell me something. Was the government saving these tarpaulin for that day? Hey!
Yeah, that means I look down at Cooper's spending now. Where them the supply they come from so fast?
No, those are the tents that was given. Those are the tents that were given to assist people in Hurricane Melissa.
And burial.
I don't know if any did come for burial, but we know them they did come for Melissa.
You see you get a glimpse of the little tape where Prime Minister come out. You hear him speech.
The one where must say them respond right away.
Him no know nothing and them respond right away.
I challenge the Prime Minister. I am challenging Prime Minister Andrew Holness when he said he had no idea.
No.
Because unless you're going to tell me that the argument that helicopters were hovering above is not true. If helicopters were hovering above or a JDF helicopter was on that mission and the Prime Minister don't know, then Prime Minister, you're sleeping on the job.
Then what about the 300 art police?
Then that again.
Tell me now. I wish private sector can get out so much police.
But caller, my information is that a top tier member of the parliament have interest in the land? Who in the parliament have interest in the land?
But the government that said them don't know nothing about that.
Government no know. The government no know. Then if the government no know, so then they all lick down 20 houses. Listen, the government is in place to protect the people of this country, you know, my brother.
No, that people that said no, them not supposed to protect the poor people. People
Not
this
poor
country.
people. The government supposed to protect the people of the country. Rich, poor, not so rich, not so poor. Everybody.
Yeah. And the narrative is that the government now have no basic right to do that.
Now, if the government wasn't aware that 20 of its citizens' houses were going to be demolished, the government does not have its feet on the ground.
Government is incompetent.
The MP does not have her feet on the ground, because when that order reaches the police, somebody from the police should have called the MP and say, yo, what you are going to do for them people, because we are going to take down them house there tomorrow.
So, commission have some question to answer.
The style, hold on, caller. The style that was used when they went in 3 o'clock and take out the men. I am calling on the commissioner of police. If the government of Jamaica, hold on. If the government of Jamaica was not in concert with this, the commander must be put on interdiction right now.
Of course.
On what basis you detain the men? What was the reasonable suspicion you went in at 3 o'clock, detained the citizens, and then demolished the houses? All right, Mr.
Blake say him not know nothing. If Mr. Blake say him not know nothing, him supposed to investigate and all him commanders fire. Who give that order?
Caller, something not right.
But let's look here. The speech where the Prime Minister said, he might blame now PMP from way back over the land, you know. This man is so cynical.
If PNP responsible for so much things on this island, Prime Minister Andrew Wallace need to step aside and give the PNP the government. If everything were up my PNP responsible, give them back the country for run.
No, but everything that's happened, the man is playing politics and gone way back. And I blame PNP.
But you know the problem, caller? When the PNP took this issue to court, the PNP lost the election 2016, and there was an expectation that this administration would have taken the case to the Privy Council.
Right.
Here? And they did not take it to the Privy Council. They left it and left it and left it, but they know why they left it. And I'm asking again, who in the parliament have interests in the lands at Cooper's Pen?
But we are back, Mr. Shaka, stick up in. We are back 67 to 70s, you know. It was a negotiation to sell the land, you know.
The government did not try buy it for the people.
Eh?
The government did not try buy it for the people, you know.
No, whether government or a private man that try to buy it from the owner then pay some money and the owner die.
Yeah. Well,
so
them said them pay the money. There was no owner, there was no proof that the money was paid, you know. Them said them send a check. But there's no proof that the check was received or actually sent.
Yes, but if you know, say the man died from where at 1980, the man died. And you still a claim from May 74 or something, 73. I say you are the owner. And from them time that the negotiation are going to purchase the land. And so you know, it fell through. So can you be the owner now?
Hey, tala, a whole heap of things here, brother. A whole heap of things, a whole heap of land grabbing a go on Jamaica. But I could talk again. I take in another call. I could talk again. We're back tomorrow morning. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. You're live on Portland Spice TV. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, like, and share the channel. Give the channel a thumbs up for me now, please, so that YouTube can help with the promotion. Thumbs up for the channel. Click the thumbs up so that we can get some promotion. Caller, good morning. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, Colin. Welcome back.
Thank you very much, my brother.
All right, I miss your show, man. Boy, I tell you, everything I'm going to Jamaica, rough.
Yeah, man.
Rough. But one thing you said, with the way the JDF or the Jamaica, yeah,
yes,
that's the serious point.
Yes.
Remember, these people are taxpayers, and you paying these people to evict you.
But my
I'm
brother,
paying people to evict me.
hold on. The court can give an order to get the people off of the property. Yeah?
Right.
But when the state design a plan to go in at 3 o'clock, harass the men, yeah? Is what kind of style that? What kind of style that? Where that style they come from?
I don't know. They need an intervention. Something has to be done. The government, and you know, the ruling government, they're so nonchalant about these things. How many days it took them to come out and say something about what happened? There should be a rapid response to a situation like that. It should be a rapid response to a situation like that. Boy, I mean, I don't know. Boy, it's scary. I'm telling you, I'm worried for the people in Jamaica. I'm very worried for them. Because I'm telling you, and I'm here in America, and I'm telling you, we black people, we have to be careful. We have to look up because they're coming for us. They are coming for us.
You think a joke?
Yeah. They are coming for us. But welcome back, my man. Boy, I'm going to miss your show, boy.
Blessings,
all
man.
Right.
Yeah, man.
I'm going back to class.
One love.
All right.
1-876-804-7072. That's the number to call. I am saying to the people of Jamaica, the government was aware. The government must have been aware. The amount of force that was present couldn't happen. And the top of the government, the Minister of Defense and the Minister of National Security was not made aware. Then it means then that the security force don't respect the executive responsibility to protect its citizens. You hear me say? If they were not aware, the security forces in Jamaica does not show any respect for the executive's responsibility to take care of the people of Jamaica. Go ahead, caller.
Morning, welcome back.
Morning. Speak up for me.
Yeah, morning.
Yeah,
as
man.
I said, as me listen you speak, my brother, about the situation down. So I just said I listen a bit about what the Prime Minister come out and I say. And I use a picture of what happened with the virgin from the Minister of Labour name, the next brother there from Outer South.
Who that? Bernal Charles Jr.?
No. What name again? The one where involved with the Prime Minister and in business them there, and one where Rosie that talk about.
Oh, you mean Donovan Williams?
Yes.
Donovan.
No. Well, this is the picture from the paint already, and it's an actual picture. As you mentioned before, the police and the army involved down there. Now, who is the commander-in-chief in Jamaica, with the Jamaica JDF?
The commander,
the Prime Minister.
The Prime Minister is the head of defense of the country.
All right, sir. All right, correct. Stand to correct. Who is the head? Whose portfolio land agencies under?
The Prime Minister, sir.
Okay. So now, we want to clear up that for no say Jamaican people in general And we want to put it out there. The people them were down there with them mash down them house. At Tova Hamilton them vote for. So them vote for Labour, right?
Not all of them.
We want to make that.
No, not all of them.
But we want to
Majority of
make
them.
it clear them.
Yeah, majority of them voted
them
for
vote
Tova.
for her down there.
Yes.
Because she win down there. She
Yes.
win down there. Am I correct?
Yes,
Okay.
man. Majority
So-
of them
so
voted
we
for Tova Hamilton.
Okay, so we
Yes.
want to put that out there. And the same people them house them bulldozer down. Right? Now, this whole of this operation have consequences. Yes? And I looked at, after all of that now, I looked at Donovan Williams go down there. The camera all flashing all about. The lady we have a baby we are 3 days old with a C-section. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
We are to the mercy of anything out there. So sick, she can dead next week. The picnic can never know what happened to her and the picnic. And you're going to take out her picnic, put in a bath pan and then in the bus stop. We no clear them out. Now we want to look upon it and we want every Jamaican will claim so them a labor right and them a shower. I want them look upon the Prime Minister and him behavior. The lady what you talked about earlier on is an elderly lady. And what we do, we protect baby and elder.
Yes, man. A country is rated by how they protect their
Yes.
most vulnerable.
We
The
want-
elders and
we
our
want-
children.
We want the all well thinking, and I'm going to use the Prime Minister's word. All well thinking Jamaican. We want to look at what is happening into the country and hold the government responsible. In 2015, he made a speech. We want to see
Hey.
view when one shooting go on.
I have a
Yes.
clip. I have a
All-
clip with the Prime Minister for play, but I wait until Ralston come. Because you see
Yes.
this man here, Andrew Wellness, is the worst thing
Bridging.
that has ever happened to
Bridging.
Jamaica.
We're not going to
Andrew
use the
Wellness
words.
is the worst thing that has
Colin,
ever happened to
Colin.
Jamaica.
Colin, the man is despicable. The man is narcissist. The man is kleptomaniac. The man is as we were in them, they say, pathological mendacious. Use them word to describe the guy. The man is a devil, a wicked, evil. The man go sit down and tell the people, let me know, go back and say, him don't know nothing about it.
Yeah, man.
The man go back go tell the people, him say, boy, which private entity could have go and go do them something?
Listen,
And them not go to prison.
the private entity could. They could. Once you have the court order and all the procedures are followed and people depend your land as private land, the court gives you the right to claim your land. Yeah? You get bailiff and you get police, but the police must come stand up and keep the peace. The police is not a part of the demolition. Right? The police provide security. The police must not come in and arrest anybody prior to the demolition for the reasons of the demolition. You understand? So I am not going down the line that I hear some people are go down, because when a private man own him land, he must have a right as well. Yeah? Hold on there.
But
Yeah, MP. Try use the link with me again. You can use the link with me. Yeah.
but Colin,
Mm.
I want to come
No,
on
hold
your
on.
program.
Hold on. Don't run. Because what I want to say to the people of Jamaica is that every citizen, everyone, have a right. So if you own 3,000 acre land, you have a right to own it. Yeah? So I'm not with people who are saying, yeah, man, I have too much land. No. If you get access to it, it is your right to own it. You have a right to protect it. And when it comes to the stage where people are infringed upon your land, you have a right to go to the court. And if the court gives you certain recourse, you take it. But the police have a role, and it cannot be detaining the citizens to have access to demolish. And I am saying that the head of that team, the commander who led that team, must be placed on interdiction and an investigation take place for the reasons of which they arrest those people. But call me back. I have my guest. Let me tell. Well, if you want to hold, you can hold, because I have my guest. I don't have a lot of time, and I have a couple of questions I want to ask him. All right. I have with us online MP Luthan Cousins. Lothian Cousins. MP, morning.
Yes, morning, Colin, and good morning to your listeners and your viewers.
How you doing, sir?
I am okay. I'm very disheartened by what is taking place in Jamaica today, but nevertheless, we continue to fight.
Yes. Now, down there in Trelawney, we see where it is said that a private property owner decide to take charge of their property, demolishing over 20 houses, displacing over 40 citizens. You went down there at a first-hand view of the situation. Give us a summary of what you found.
All right, so thank you for the opportunity. So the Cooper's Pen matter is very interesting.
Yes.
We went on the ground and we went there to basically get a better appreciation of the land in question and the residents, as well as to provide some level of comfort.
You're gone a bit low, MP. We were hearing you clearly, but you're gone a bit low now. Yeah.
Yes. Fortunately, some persons are calling my phone when I'm on the line online.
Yes.
I tell you, as MPs, who don't get a break.
Yeah, I understand. All right.
So we took a look at the land. So the first thing we noticed was that the land is not just the 9 acres of land where the main issues of the occupancy is concerned. It is a 300 plus acre land. And the only part of that 300 plus acre land that is occupied is 9.5 acres that was split by the highway, the northern coastal highway.
Yes.
That was constructed by PJ Patterson. When we looked at the title for the land, the endorsement is on the title where the road was cut in 2007 and the land transferred. That portion transferred to the Commissioner of Lands for the construction of the road. So what we are gathering is that that community existed before the road was constructed.
Okay.
There was not of an appetite for the land then because the land was in the bush. When the road alignment was done or realignment was done and the road was now brought closer to the property and closer
prime
to the inside, it is now prime real estate. So then we saw in 2009 an order was made for repossession granted to the owner, that is New Falmouth Resort, whose director is one Mr. Chisholm, right? The right to repossession. So the matter carried on until 2016, culminated in 2016. Between 2009 and 2016, the People's National Party in 2012 lodged a caveat. The PNP administration, via the Minister of Housing, lodged a caveat claiming an equitable interest in the property. The matter was taken to the courts, went to the courts, the PNP sought to administration then under Portia Simpson Miller, sought to acquire the property on behalf of the residents. Now, when one looks at the Court of Appeal judgment, the Court of Appeal judgment is not questioning the authority of a government to acquire the property by way of compulsory acquisition. The Court of Appeal's main concern was whether or not the steps that were taken to somewhat interfere with a ruling of the court. And of course, the court is jealous. It's a jealous mistress.
Yes.
It's very jealous of its jurisdiction. And so on that basis, a ruling was handed down, saying that the application was not valid nor had merits, but it was an abuse of the process of the court. So basically, it was a technicality.
Yes.
We lost in 2016 February, and in 2016 April, that judgment was delivered to the Minister of Housing, who is the current
So-
Prime Minister.
So the judgment was delivered under this GLP administration.
Yes, in 2016, April 29 to be exact.
And what did they do about that since that
It,
judgment was
it
delivered?
was their legal right to appeal to the Privy Council on behalf of the residents.
But they didn't.
They chose not to.
Why?
I can't speculate and speak to why or why not. But what I found curious is that in 2016, that very same year, at 85 and 85 and a half Riddles Road, it was a matter of national attention. A private developer sought to recover possession under similar circumstances to what we saw in Cooper's Pen. What did the government do? Government invoked the provisions under the Local Improvements Communities Amenities Act to say that this area needed to be developed, and the minister had an interest in developing the area, and Harsted and Cofat. And they basically were able to thwart the demolition by invoking that provision under the law. And ultimately, when you do that, a owner is somewhat compelled now to just dispose of the property.
To sell it to the government.
Yes, because once the government has done that, you know that you are restricted from demolishing anything. Might as well sell, not true?
Yeah, sell it to the government and just cut
exactly.
your losses and go on.
So my question is, if you were able to do that for 85 and 85 and a half Reddish Road, what makes Cooper's Pen any different? But I can tell you what makes Cooper's Pen any different.
Please do.
Cooper's Pen is in rural Jamaica and in the town.
So country people are idiots.
People don't matter.
Oh.
Cooper's Pen is directly across from a major hotel chain who wants the property. As far as my understanding goes, of course, because anybody, even if they don't want it, some other tourism interest may be interested. So let us not restrict it to them.
Yeah, somebody wants it.
Someone is interested in it because of the prime location of the property. But remember, that location did not become prime until the road was constructed in 2007. Right? So those persons were living there way before that, from in the 90s, some from in the 80s. Right? So the reality is this, that you have a vast section of the Cooper's Pen community that has not yet been demolished. That is what we observe.
And it's up for demolition?
And of course, had it not been for our local representatives on the ground, Dennis Meadows, Gareth Wilkinson, the demolition exercise would have been completed. They stood their ground and appealed for compassion. And luckily, good sense prevailed. But deeper than that, before the demolition exercises were carried out, they removed the agents of the state, and that's why I'm saying that the state cannot claim that they were not involved, because agents of the state descended upon the community and removed the young men from the community, and then busloads of outside men were taken in along with the security forces.
MP.
If you look at the video, you will see some men in vests.
MP, hold on a little bit. Because that is the crux of the problem for me as it relates to this demolition. Because like I've been saying to the viewers, private landowners also have rights. Our citizens have rights. On what grounds did you understand that the police went in and took these men into custody?
I cannot speak to that. And I find it very disturbing and most concerning in terms of those actions.
Put on your lawyer a little bit for me.
When it comes to security operations, I tend to be very careful because oftentimes they rely on intelligence.
All right, so may I beg you now?
So
Put on your lawyer.
Put on your
lawyer at little bit for me. On what grounds can a citizen of Jamaica be detained?
Well, you see, what has happened is that because Jamaica is such a high crime society, a lot of times we don't follow the proper procedures and protocols where the need for search warrants, etc., is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes citizens are taken in for what they call processing,
Mm-hmm.
and then subsequently released. Now, remember that also that there's authority granted for detention up to a certain time, outside of which the court has to grant that further extension or the lawyer.
And that time is what, 48 hours?
I think it's 72 hours. Right?
72. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't want to go into the aspect of, I mean, it is something that's concerning. That's all we can say.
Mm-hmm.
But what it does is it points to the involvement of the state in the exercise, which is to me the biggest problem.
As a legislature MP, as a legislature, and you understand the parliament, you've been there for what, 3-4 terms now?
No, not second term.
Is your second term this?
But it seems as if I have been there forever because I was born to be in the position.
If somebody did tell me say your second term, this I tell him say no, you've been there before. Anyway,
interestingly, I am just 41 years old, you know. So
wow, you're a young man. Did you get any information that helicopter was hovering overhead while the demolition was taking place?
I have heard that account from residents on the ground.
If the JDF then were so involved that helicopters were overhead, and my information is over 300 members of the security forces were there, do you think it would be proper protocol by the security forces to have that level of operation to demolish citizens' houses and the head of security, the head of defense, and the executive of the country was not made aware?
It would be, if that were to happen, it would simply mean that there would be a breakdown in the chain of command.
That's my concern, MP. That it would be, to me, it would mean that the security forces never showed respect to the executive's responsibility for the protection of the people of the country.
And that is what we have to wait to hear.
The Prime Minister in a video I saw said he wasn't aware of anything of the sort. The Member of Parliament in a video I saw said she was not aware. How could this be? Seems like the MP is getting another call, using the phone when a call comes in. It disturbs the audio. MP, you back with us? We're talking to MP and opposition spokesperson on Land and Works, Lothian Cousins, speaking with us this morning as it relates to the issue in Cooper's Pen. I want to move from Cooper's Pen with him, though, to speak about a demolition action that is taking place over in West Albion in St. Thomas, where it is no doubt that is the government that is doing this one. MP, you back with us? Still have him online, but we're not hearing him. You see, Jamaica is in a precarious position. Our foreparents were brought from Africa, and some were enslaved, some ran away, and refused to be slaves. And at the end of slavery, the slave owners or the quote-unquote slave masters were paid. MP, you back with us?
Yes, I'm here. You hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you loud and clear now. Let's move over before you have to go to West Albion in St. Thomas. This is now the government demolition process happening over there. What are your information on West Albion in St. Thomas?
Well, the last information you received was that the NLA and the residents were in some discussions after our intervention, and meetings were scheduled between the residents and the NLA. So that's an ongoing matter. I don't want to prejudice the discussions between the residents and the government at this time. So
yes,
but we were able to bring the matter to the public's attention, similar to what we are doing with Cooper's Pen. And when the public gets involved, they say the voice of the people is the voice of God. And so, once we all speak collectively on the subject, we expect that the government must listen to the people. Even if they don't listen to the opposition, they have to listen to the people, right? And so it's a live, ongoing matter. But let me just say this: what we have picked up is that private landowners are now becoming more emboldened to act in the kind of manners that we have seen at Cooper's Pen. And this is a pattern that started with the government. And it's simple as this. If the government can demolish and bulldoze persons off land, then the private developer is saying, why can't we do the same? It started in Clifton.
Clifton was ordered by the Prime Minister, no less a person than the Prime Minister, standing up in Parliament and said, tomorrow, the houses in Clifton will be bulldozed. You remember that, MP?
Of course. And then you have West Albion. So the Prime Minister must take responsibility for the aggression that is now being meted out to our people. And let me say this. I am very sympathetic towards the landowners as much as I am sympathetic towards the occupiers of the land. So let's get this clear. But in America, in every single country throughout the world, adverse possession laws exist for a reason.
Yes.
It is not restricted or limited to Jamaica. It's a worldwide legal framework that is established to prevent persons from owning land and just putting and making it idle and not productive.
But MP, if a man have 3,000 acres of land and decide not to use it, isn't it that it is still his land?
It is his land, but he needs to secure his land. So if you can't afford to secure 3,000 acres of land, what are you doing owning it in the first place?
But what are your views then if there is a man with 3,000 acres of land, still paying his taxes, but the land is underdeveloped? Shouldn't it be the government that should step in and intervene in those lands if those lands are needed for whatever reason?
The government owns more land than that man and is in a worse off position in terms of securing the land. The reality is this, right? That if you own the land and you visit the land as regularly as possible, you can put a caretaker there, and the caretaker can ensure that anybody who come onto the land, him say, no man, you can't come. You
And
have access
no
point.
house couldn't build because by the time you start clear out a piece, you would be
The
found.
caretaker would tell him you can't do it. And the
Yes.
caretaker would call the owner, and that would stop.
Yes.
But what we have is people buying up land, not paying any attention to it. The land is next door to a well-established developed community. Criminals can use that very land as cover and become a nuisance. Not criminals who occupy the land, but criminals who see the land as an opportunity.
No man, call the next number. Continue, MP.
Yes, criminals who see the land as an opportunity to attack residents at night coming home. So you have to secure your private property. And, I don't understand. But why is it that we are so caught up with this discussion around private property when most of the squatting or adverse possession or occupancy that is taking place is not on private land? Because you see, the private developer has 12 years, private owner. It's 12 years, to ensure that him take care of property, before we can lose it. Right? While the government have 60 years, and most of the land is over 600,000 Jamaicans living in squatter communities,
But most of these squatter
And that is
communities,
based on the
so-called,
government
are
survey. This is based on the government's information. So are we going to call these 600,000 persons criminals? And are we
why
now,
no,
and
MP?
if that is the case, why don't you pass a law going back to the pre-universal suffrage position that anybody who occupies squatter land should not vote? Do that if you think you're bad. Do
So
that if you
why
think you're
though
bad.
then? Why the government don't give these lands to the people who are living on them? What is stopping the government from going into these communities, surveying these lands, and giving the people title for them, and said, all right, pay $2,000 a month till you pay off for the land? What is stopping the government from doing that?
There's nothing stopping the government other than policy. And that's why we have highlighted that when one party is in power, there is a clear move towards ensuring that those who are occupying land are able to secure a title. Whereas when the other party is in power, they label everybody occupying land without a title as squatters and criminals. Because if you look at their utterances, they are calling ordinary Jamaicans, many are teachers, nurses, police officers who grew up on the land. They were not the first occupants. Their parents were the first occupants. So we're not taking that into account. And you're labeling them as criminals, not taking into account that every single case must be treated on its own merits.
MP, we have a long way to go. What next for the people down in Cooper's Pen?
Well, I've made my position clear as it relates to my call for them to get the same treatment that 85 and 85 and a half Radials Road got. And I mean, if it could happen in Radials Road, why can't it happen at Cooper's Pen? But separate and apart from that, the act would be good for that community because there needs to be some improvement of the infrastructure within the space.
Yes.
And the fact that it is so close to the major investments like the hotels, it's good to improve the space so that even the residents could start renting to hotel workers and make a profit, a little living off of it as well.
Yeah.
So it's good to get the title into their hands. And good sense must prevail, right? Good sense must prevail. if you look at this Cooper's Pen land, I want you to investigate carefully. The issues around this land started from way back in the 60s when they wanted to create a little Miami. And look at the New Fortress Resort, you Falmouth Resorts company documents from back then and examine them carefully, and you will see a pattern. But I'll not see much more. I am doing some more investigation into the matter, and our investigation has revealed a lot thus far, and there is a lot more to come.
All right, my brother, anything finally?
No, just that in the end, you said it earlier, and I'll say it again, that many of us are descendants of slaves who, upon the abolition of slavery and the proclamation of emancipation, were left in the open without any secured title. Many of us are still struggling to own a piece of the rock because of those injustices that were meted out to our ancestors. And we're talking about reparations. When the very crown that we're asking for the reparation owns so much land in the very country that the descendants of our ancestors live, yet still, when they try to occupy a part of the crown land, it is a problem. So you see the hypocrisy in that reasoning. You're lobbying for reparations, but yet still, as soon as someone tries to live on the king's land, of which you have been entrusted, you call them criminals and squatters and treat them in the most degrading of manners. Let us be fair. Let us be frank. Let us confront the issues head on and deal with them once and for all. Ensure that ownership of land becomes a right under our constitution, and see how best we can ensure that every Jamaican has a fair opportunity to own a piece of this rock so that we can create a true ownership society. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you, my brother. One love.
Blessing.
We'll talk.
Yes, man.
Lothian Cousins, opposition spokesman on land and works, talking about Cooper's Pen. Caller, you've been holding. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Colin. Welcome back. You were sorely missed, and so we're happy to have you back.
Happy to be here too.
In a nutshell, New Falmouth Resorts is a shell company. You can go do the research and stuff. Because the amount of owners, it changed, and there was no money paid for the land by the Chisholms. It is there in black and white. The records are there. Anyway, that aside, who is going to protect the Jamaicans who have lost their lands to former members of parliament, current members of parliament, former ministers of government, current ministers of government, who have used their power and proximity to power to steal lands from Jamaicans because these lands are prime real estate? This is happening because some people who own thousands of acres of land and say they pay $1 per acre. Colin, that's so not true. And because people don't have the money to challenge them, they can scoop up their land, and the children and the children's children of those persons who originally owned the land have no say. It is happening. There are so many lawyers and judges who are stealing lands and using their power and their access to steal lands from Jamaicans. And then when they kick them off these lands and say they're going to build hotels on these lands and use them for all kinds of development, where are these people supposed to go? Where are they supposed to take their children and their grandchildren and their children to come? So it is a bigger issue than just Cooper's Pen, and no Jamaican is a squatter. Because if anybody called Jamaicans are squatter, the Prime Minister like to call them squatters, and Minister Montague, then they are squatters themselves. You cannot call a Jamaican a squatter.
It's a disrespect.
All these people,
it's disrespectful,
totally disrespectful
to be calling the Jamaicans squatters on land that we should get. And that's why I said to you, caller, land reparation is a must. The government of Jamaica, those lands that people are on, that are government land, need to go in now, cut up the land them, give the people them title for them, charge them $2,000 a month until the land are paid for. Peppercorn price for the land.
Colin, that's not a new policy. Michael Manley did it in the 7 with his land lease program.
It's not just Michael Manley do it. PJ Patterson do it. Hold on. Hold on. Let me give you a personal example. The first piece of land I buy in my life was up a place called Fairhill Estate in East Portland. It was a squatter, where you call squatter settlement, where whole heap of people just go live on the land them. And there was issues from time to time. UDC used to go in and maybe mash up one house here. So mash. PJ Patterson say, you know what? Let's cut up these lands. The people who live on them got first preference to buy the piece where they live on. Some of them buy it and sell it. Some of them buy it and keep it. And then additional lands, teachers get, nurses get, I get peace. That is the PNP for you. Fairhill Estate in East Portland was what is referred to as a squatterland. And there's a next piece just across from there. And at PNP won the election, that would also be cut up and sold to the people who live there. You don't need to bulldoze the people them. A government land, our land, a land where Paul Bogle them march, got Spanish Town and dead for blood, sweat, and tears of our 4 parents. Andrew Wellness, the blood of God is against you.
Yes, and thank you for ventilating that, because they are behaving like it's an exercise in futility to cut up the land and regularize the people on the land. And had they continued when they won the election in 2016, where the Portia Simpson administration left off with regard to Cooper's Pen, then they wouldn't have to demolish the land and destroy their people. And the thing that stood out to me was that 3-days-old baby whose life started in such a way. It is despicable. It is despicable. And the thing is, Colin, when you have the NHT no longer has the power to build out local low-income housing, and you hear the Prime Minister asking the private sector to do that. No, that was the duty of the NHT. And there are too many people sitting in the Parliament who are developers. So these private entities and these prime real estate, they are gobbling them up because they have the information at their fingertips. And the Jamaican people are suffering as a result. And to say that to absolve themselves of any responsibility is a farce. And given that they have an aversion to truth, nothing they say is believable.
Raleigh.
Because there's no way the Prime Minister...
Hold on for me. Yeah. Go ahead, Carla. Finish it.
Yes, there's no way the Prime Minister and the Member of Parliament can sit in their ivory towers and say they know nothing about it. It's a lie from the pit of hell, because they have been using the same playbook of using the law enforcement to demolish people's houses on government property. Why is this any different? So God bless you, Colin. Keep up the good work, and God bless Ralston Hyman.
Yeah, man. Ralston is here with us. Raleigh, good morning. Well, go on, brother.
Yeah, morning. Yeah, there, brother.
How things in Jamaica?
Well, things are very bad.
Things are very bad. Hold on, Carl.
Yeah, man.
What you mean by very bad, Raleigh?
Well, the economy continues to decline.
Yeah?
Yeah, the public sector wage agreements have not been fully resolved yet. While the wage bill is climbing, tax revenues are falling, excess demand for foreign exchange, trade deficit widening, remittance flow shrinking, all those problems. And then we're destroying capital. You're cutting the capital budget, but you're destroying capital. Every time you broke down a house, you destroy the country's capital stuff.
Yes. Yes.
Yep. So you're already not spending on capital, and then you're destroying the existing capital that people build for themselves.
Well, give us a summary. Give us a summary of what happened this week before we get into the deeper discussion.
Well, the only thing that happened this week was that the Bank of Jamaica was in the market again, mopping up liquidity. They had excess amounts. They wanted like 26 billion and get 33 billion. The demand for foreign exchange is excessive. They intervened in the market with 40 million on Wednesday. The money wanted 109 million. Then intervened with another 40 million on Thursday, but the money wanted 110 million. So the excess demand right now is $70 million.
What is driving this excess demand rally?
Because we are importing more and exporting very much less. So there's not enough foreign exchange coming into the island to match the amount of foreign exchange going out of the island.
So the 1,200 containers from wherever over the world they come from, could that be a part of driving up the importation bill?
Yeah, man. So we find, say, for the first 4 months, total imports was $2.5 billion. And we only exported 547 million. So you must have this massive gap. BPO earnings down by 220 million. So we're not pulling enough earnings from the services sector, tourism and BPO for cover the trade gap.
And the Bank of Jamaica
exports are down by 10.6%.
And the Bank of Jamaica still mopping up liquidity and pumping US dollars in the market. Who is going to be the governor of the Bank of Jamaica come next week?
Nobody knows, and that is today is the 15th. That governor is supposed to be in place by Tuesday, and nobody knows. No, there has been no announcement. The governor of his final monetary policy conference on Thursday.
Thursday gone or Thursday coming?
Thursday coming. He had his final luncheon on Monday. I was there. The final monetary policy conference is supposed to be Thursday.
And you never see.
Who's going to preside?
And you never see any new face.
Who's going to preside over it?
You didn't see a new face at the luncheon who you're suspecting. I wonder if him are going to be the governor.
No.
So what happened to the deputy governor, the one that you have confidence in?
Well, he's there. But they haven't named him, and they haven't told us that he's going to be acting with 2 days to go, because tomorrow is Sunday. Yeah, Monday the 17th and Tuesday is the 18th.
Tuesday is the last day of Governor Biles.
Yeah, officially. Yep. And they have a press conference on Thursday. And Wednesday, they have an interesting decision to make. Who's going to make that decision?
Governor Biles, of course. but Raleigh, the Minister of Finance.
Hold on. He is going to be leaving on Tuesday. The decision is on the 19th. So he's going to make the decision before he leaves on Tuesday. That's a very untidy situation. Because
so the decision, hold on. The decision is to be made when? On Wednesday?
The 19th, yeah.
And he leaves on the 18th.
To leave on Tuesday the 18th.
So therefore, he does not have the necessary authority to make the decision on the 19th. So he must go make it on the 18th.
Correct.
Raleigh,
which is not good for investor confidence. Mm-hmm.
In this kind of a climate, the country is in a recession, has been since the end of the first quarter, which ended on March 2026. The third quarter ended in June. We are now in August. When will Statin be releasing numbers for the second quarter of 2026?
September 30th.
What?
September 30th.
That's a long. Oh, that sounds so long, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, long. Or September 30th.
When will the PIOJ be releasing some numbers?
Well, we're supposed to hear from the PIOJ maybe by the end of this month. Because they normally come before Statin. Yeah.
Are they going to fix the numbers, Raleigh, and said we are out of the recession?
Well, I hope not, because they already told us that we are going to experience another quarter's decline. So if they go back on that, then again, that will be a big credibility problem, because they already preempted and told us that.
But where is the Minister of Finance in all of this, Raleigh? Why are we not hearing from the Minister of Finance? Not one single solitary word.
She's lost at sea. Maybe she's not the minister. Maybe she's only the minister de facto, but somebody else is the real. No, she's only the minister legally, but somebody is the real de facto minister. And that somebody may very well be the prime minister.
Let's go to a call. Caller, good morning.
But he's
Welcome.
not talking. But hold on.
Yeah.
But although he is basically the finance minister, he's not talking about the economy. You know, nobody's talking about the economy.
So is the country on autopilot?
Yeah, in terms of the economy, yeah.
Yeah, caller, go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
And to your guests as well. Colin,
man.
I must say, I hear you say something this morning, and you're quite so entitled to your opinion based on private land and government land. And you say you endorse private land, government land being taken up by people.
Yeah, man. People must go live on
you
government
don't
land.
Endorse private land.
No, I don't.
Right? But I'll explain to you how myself and my opinion into private lands. I endorsed it. Colin, in the 70s, you know that the Labour Party paid people to close up their stores and all those things, to lock down their warehouses and everything.
Yes, I know
to
that.
suffer the people of Jamaica
I know that.
with the food.
I know that.
Well, do you know that plenty of those people were paid to leave the country as well?
Yes.
Did you know that plenty of those people owns a lot of property? Properties that stretch across even 3 or 4 communities.
But hear me, Carl.
They leave the
Hear me.
country for years with the intention not to even return.
Mhm.
You didn't know that.
I am aware of that.
Right?
Yes.
So these property are lot of the private property that was left. These property leave the country, the communities to depreciate. You have instance of property that water coming off into the road and damaging the road. Those property, those people leave the country, never even pay taxes on those property. And those roads that run there need maintenance too. It's
But hold
tax
on.
money.
Hold on. Stand up. Stand up. Rally. Rally.
Yeah, man, I hear you.
Isn't there a law that says if you don't pay tax on land for a certain amount of years, government can take it?
Yeah, man.
So, caller, those lands
Yes.
that taxes are not being paid on, government should have taken them land there already. But our government has been
Right.
delinquent in so many things. But hear my point. There is enough government land in Jamaica. Yeah? Where people can take instead of take private people land.
But Colin, did you know the private land, a person can go and pay the tax and take
Yeah,
it as
man.
well?
Well, do that. That's called adverse
And
possession.
that is not wrong.
So,
So nothing wrong with that.
Hold on.
So that's
on.
the
You're-
direction
so-
to endorse people going.
Hold on. So do that and adverse possess the land. It is legal.
Thank you, sir.
That is legal, to adverse possess
Thank
land,
you.
It is a
Thank
legal way of getting land. So if you do that,
Yeah.
do that. But what I'm saying, go build house pan a man private land. Yeah? While the man is actively trying to get you off. Because to adverse possess land, you have to be there for 12 years unimpeded.
12 years. Yeah.
Unimpeded.
Yes.
Not just be there for 12
Yes.
years, but unimpeded. So once you go upon a man land, let's say you take 3 months to build a house, and in 3 months him never come there and you build the house. 6 months after him come there and say, yo, you have to come off, call police, go a court. You can't get that land so easy again. You have to be there for 12 years unimpeded. But my point is, in Jamaica, we have enough government land for we take. And I endorse people
Yeah.
moving on to government land because government land are fewy land. We are government. You understand what I'm saying?
And the responsibility of government is to
I hear what you're
regularize
saying.
these settlements.
To your opinion, but it's a form of saying you stop short of thinking on the private land, which is left like that for
No, man.
50 years.
So
I know
go
a place
adverse,
50 years.
possess it. I don't have a problem
Here
with
we
people.
go.
But what I'm
Here we
saying,
go. But some of these lands, Colin,
Mm.
they are so vast, big. I'm saying where one person can adverse on it.
so team up and
Some
go
of
take
these
it.
are like 20,000, 30,000 acres.
Yeah, man. So team
Sir,
up.
you
Hold
know what I
on.
mean?
Yeah, but look,
Well, go ahead, Raleigh.
Yeah, I'm saying to you,
So,
Colin,
hold
you
on,
are
caller.
spot on. The option that, the option that you are talking about is the better option.
Yes.
Deal with the government land and make the government regularize it. Let the private people them land alone.
Yes.
Yeah,
Go pang. And like
Yeah,
we
man,
short
better
a government land, you know. If we
Yeah,
short
man,
a
better
government
option.
land is a different argument. We no short a government land. Go pang government
leave
land
the
and
private
make
property.
government legitimize you, give your documents. Government no fear bulldoze nobody off a government land. And that's why I said the blood of Jesus Christ is against Andrew Wellness. Because Andrew Wellness are bulldoze
Without a doubt.
people off a government land. We have enough government land in Jamaica for those who want land. We go on that. No, if you
Okay.
so if you as a private man in style want adverse possess some private man land, because that's a legal maneuvering, you know. Yeah? So go do that. Go do that by your own. Get in that. But for people who want, right, but for people who want somewhere to live, need a little roof over them head, can't go see go live. Find the government land and go build upon that.
Yeah, man.
And this tactics that they use, this tactics is from slavery days.
Yes, man.
This is the government that just celebrate independent in a grand gala style. And look at the thing he displayed, the action he displayed just days after. I can't understand.
Thank you, caller. Blessings. Raleigh.
Yeah, man.
Where the man them get that style from? Where you go lock up the man them 3 o'clock in the morning? Hold on, caller. 3 o'clock in the morning, you go lock up the man them, and then 12 o'clock you release them. I am saying that the commander who led that team should be placed on interdiction forthwith, pending the investigation of why they lock up the man them. It's all right. That's the major problem I have with what happened down there in Cooper's Pen.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and then the Prime Minister saying no know nothing about it, Raleigh.
Madness.
Over 300 police. What my information is, over 300 police was there. 2 coastal load of man from a Kingston constituency come down, come work. How then could the security force carry out that operation without informing the executive of the country, without informing the Minister of National Security, without informing the Minister of Defense? Information is that helicopter was hovering up above a JDF helicopter.
What?
Caller, good morning. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. Now, like up the video, everybody. Like up the video. I need some more promotion from YouTube. Like up the video. Go ahead, caller.
Wagwan, Colin. Welcome back, man.
Blessings and thanks, my brother.
You want to know what kind of style is it, Colin?
Tell me.
Remember, that's why you see we black people, Colin, we need to go back in our history fund, maybe another 200 years back. Those were the days when we call lynching, Colin. When they used to take with the power from the black woman them and lynch the black slave man them. You understand, Colin?
Yes.
What they do, they flag the man them in front of the woman them and make the woman them feel like the man them is weak.
And not just boogerize the man them.
Boogerize the man them, Colin.
Yeah.
You understand, Colin? And make the woman them feel the man is weak.
Hold on the caller.
Then, Colin.
Where's the Raleigh?
Yeah, but here's the problem now. The young people have nowadays very interested in our history. They don't want to read nothing. They don't want to hear nothing. All them are interested in entertainment and vanity, clothes and everything, material things. They don't want to hear nothing about them history. That's all part of the problem. And that is why them so stupid and all of these things happen. Because them, the consciousness are a part of them toolkit.
Yes, caller.
And Colin, Colin, remember, you know.
Hold on the Raleigh. Go ahead.
Remember, you know, the Bible tell you, Colin. If you hurt the woman, if you hurt the woman, them at the house, you know, if you hurt, all I have to do is hurt the man, you know.
Yes, yes.
You understand me? I say, Bible don't let no, Colin.
What kind of thing that the man then do? What kind of thing that the man then do? The man then come in and lock up the man them 3 o'clock. That's another coincidence. Because the police, I'm going to tell you a whole heap of lying about it was acting on information. Then how so acting on information the same morning
Colin,
when you demolish the
Colin,
people.
that was planned, Colin, all in a boardroom, Colin.
Of course.
That was planned in a boardroom movement, that Colin.
Yes, man. Yeah, man.
Colin,
We're
when
asking the commissioner, hold on. We're asking the commissioner of police, were you aware of this operation? Dr. Kevin Blake, were you aware of this operation? And why were the men detained? And I'm saying, you know, I'm calling on Dr. Blake. If you never know, the commander must be an interdiction. And my information is that the police them come from all over the division, you know, whole heap of different station. Why were the men arrested? Could it be false imprisonment, Raleigh?
Of course. And that man must have a lawsuit against the authorities.
Well, I hear that there will be.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. They have to get a lawyer willing to pursue that to them, man. Yeah, man.
I see it as an Israeli tactics. As the caller said, it takes us back to lynching. Tactics from slavery where you dehumanize the men. Man. And then you destroy the community. You go in using the power of the state to arrest the young men, lock them up, and then you destroy them out and then you let them out. And say, oh, we don't have no pound, we are processing, no?
But you're a master taker.
Hold on, caller. Go ahead, Raleigh.
The level of deconsciousness in the country. Something like this right now, if you notice the national angst, national anger, what it's supposed to produce, when I get it.
Because this is what anger means, Raleigh. The leaking down of the house is bad enough. Yeah, but the part where anger me is the style where the man them use. You go in and take out the men and the young men, take them away and leave the women vulnerable. Women and children were left vulnerable and drive excavator over the house.
Yeah, man, I'm not telling you, Colin. Just look on what the similarity to what in Gaza.
Tell her.
It's an Israeli Trump playbook, so I tell you who the man I keep company with. Look what I'm in Gaza and say for the same thing you're talking about.
God Almighty.
But I'm saying to you that the people in Jamaica, particularly the young people, are so unconscious that them today has become a national event when it's supposed to be an event of national anger and angst. Yeah? That's the point I make you.
Cillian said GPS was involved because GPS turned off the light too. God, right. and the Prime Minister never know. And the MP never know. And the minister, well, you know, you're not from the Minister of National Security, but I'm suspecting that him never know neither.
Yeah.
But Colin.
Yes.
But Colin, over on the street, you know, because my view up, you know, the same company when they say own the land, you know, own a piece of Beverly Hills where him depend to, you know.
Hold up, behave yourself. I said this morning that there's somebody in the Parliament of Jamaica that have major interest in this piece of land. Somebody in the Parliament of Jamaica that have interest in this piece of land. Caller, thank you. Here, I'm going to run. Hold on for me, caller. Raleigh.
Yeah.
If we were a conscious nation, if we were a serious set of people, what do you think this kind of action, what reaction would we get from this kind of action?
The government is under significant stress. Mass demonstrations and the Prime Minister would have under stress. Probably may have to resign. Yeah. Because when I say everything in that is similar to what is taking place in Gaza right now. So this come out of the Israeli playbook, the Trump playbook, yeah? Because Trump and the Israelis are them who are doing Gaza. And it's a similarity. Yeah, but to them know the Jamaican people fool. The young people are going to want your music and wear clothes on them today. They now have no interest in our history.
But this is a clear example of what can happen to your young people in this country. Police just come in because they want to do their thing. They take out the men who probably would stand up against what they are doing. So they remove any obstacle.
Right. How many young people here talk about them something right now?
They not
The
care.
more I look on the next music, me and a man up on a radio station, I tell the people this morning, oh, Cardi B, I come to Jamaica for the weekend next week, and all the crap there with all of them things that happen. So me I tell about the level of consciousness, that's why the man them get out all of them rubbish. The young people them not have no sense. And there's a conscious decision and choose not to have no sense. You don't want to be a Cardi B and all of them. That's what I tell you.
Let's take a call. Caller, good morning. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. You're live on Portland Spice TV. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, like, and share. Give the channel a thumbs up. We're talking with Ralston Hyman, top financial analyst anywhere on media. Go ahead, caller.
Good morning, Colin.
Morning.
Good morning, Ralston. Just take into consideration that this man was in Israel. So it's just something that he brought over. This is an act of terrorism. The men were kidnapped. So there is a charge for kidnap and an unlawful arrest. We don't have an outcry in the country because the country has been dumbed down.
Yeah,
and if you notice, this is continuation of what had happened before the election. You see what really happened. These people go inside of the area and take out.
Hold on, caller.
These
Hold on,
men
caller.
are the
Caller, hold on.
Yeah.
Somebody's asking, Colin, can the police high command refuse the bailiff presenting the court order? No. Police high command cannot refuse the bailiff presenting the court order. The police responsibility is to go with the bailiff and provide security.
Yeah, not to lock up the
That is the law. The police go, provide security. The concern and the issue and the problem we are having is with the arrest 3 o'clock in the morning of the men from the community. That is what we're talking about. We're not talking about the police going there and standing and see to it that the bailiffs were not harmed.
Colin, that is such a foolish question. You don't think you shall respond to that because one is to be very obtuse for believer that is what I said. Some people just don't want to face the truth. Yeah? They can't, the police not right to go there and lock up the man before the operation take place. And the light said the operation will take place and the man might obstruct them.
Yeah, and you arrest them. They go take out the man them 3 o'clock out of them bed.
Yeah.
My information is that GPS turn off the light too. So it was well planned, well orchestrated, and Israeli style operation.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So I will ask that question, is a damn idiot or a psychophone? Garbage.
Go ahead, caller. Sorry. Go ahead.
Colin, remember now, if you have a licensed firearm holder and you use that licensed firearm to perpetrate a crime, you know.
It becomes illegal. The firearm becomes illegal.
You have these police officers that go inside of the area, mass men going inside of the community, performing an illegal act, terrorizing the people.
Hold on. Stand up, caller. Stand up. Because the demolition of the houses, we can't sit here and say that was illegal. Because if the court gives an order for the owner of the land to reclaim the land, demolition of the houses under a proper court order is legal. You understand? Understand that?
Yes. Okay.
Because the bailiff, hold on. When all the processes are followed, the bailiff have the authority to go in and reclaim the land at whatever cost necessary. So the bailiff goes to the police because the bailiff might say this might be a volatile thing. And the police will go with the team. The problem we are having and the major concern that Jamaica should look at is that what happened before the demolition start. The police them go in and arrest the citizens, the men, take them out of them bed, carry them gas station, say them and process them. That is the problem. That is illegal. That is a crime against humanity. As a caller before, I don't remember if you said that is Where the caller say rally hour?
No.
When you take with people again, abduction.
It's
Yeah,
abduction. It's abduction.
And I'm saying to you,
And kidnapping and abduction.
Yes. Yeah, rally.
and I'm saying to you that is Gaza style.
Anyway,
Yes.
I'm going to release the line here.
Yes, sir. Respect. That is Gaza style. That is the thing that we
Gaza
should
style.
not accept. That is the thing that
Right.
Jamaican should come out against in Holland and Antidan. Jamaican should be out and about and against that.
Yeah, man.
The
Gaza
person who
style.
led that operation should be put on interdiction pending an investigation, because we must be told why those men were taken out of their bed. Yeah?
And remember, if we don't take a strong stance against it, it can happen again.
And it not can. If we don't take a stand about it, it will happen again.
Will happen again.
Will happen
And
again.
remember, if you're a global citizen, apart from America, almost the entire world is against those actions being taken by the Israelis in Gaza.
Yes. Jamaica
Yeah.
never oppose it. So here it is in
Yeah.
Jamaica. A long time I warned about this relationship with the labor rights, this government and the Israeli. I've been warning you about it. I told you about the Israelis in our school. I told you about the allegation of Israeli training our police force. This is the result of our Israelis relationship.
Yep.
I'll take a call. I have two callers. Go ahead, caller.
Hi, morning, sir.
Morning.
Boy.
Hold on for me. Don't move. All right, continue. Go ahead.
Yes. Now, as an educator, you know, me always have to come from a perspective was slightly different.
Yes.
Now, I am very disappointed with what took place in Jamaica over the last week. I am a person who always keep abreast of current affairs. And after what took place in Cooper's Pen, there's a current affairs program that runs in the afternoon that look at things that they are supposed to go beyond the surface of things.
Yes.
And it took that program almost 3 days to look at an issue that it is one of the biggest injustices that has ever been done to poor people in this country. And I don't know, how is it so many educated Jamaicans are being bamboozled and being fooled by narratives that are created by men who have their own selfish desire. The reality is, all of us know that a significant number of Jamaicans will never be able to purchase lands at the cost of which lands are selling now in this country. All of us know that most of our foreparents got their lands because government of the day provided opportunity for them to own those lands.
Yes.
We are developing the North Coast and we're carrying hotels, and these hotels employ foreigners and pay them in US, but employ Jamaican and pay them in Jamaican dollars.
And minimum wage.
They're paying them at rates that are even lower than their parents' company in other parts of the world. So it means that these workers will never be able to purchase lands and build houses. We have one alternative. We have to look to government. Now, if we have a government who wants me to believe that a private developer can come into my country, purchase a piece of land, mobilize the police force and the army to go into a community and take out men, lock them out and carry out their action,
Yes.
then something is wrong if Jamaican can sit and accept this to be true and say government have nothing to do with it.
This
Because
is what
if
Bob
it is
Marley
not,
said. This is
if
what
we
Bob
are going
Marley
to
said.
if we are going to accept that government knows nothing about it, it means that we are one of the most insecure places on earth. That's what it means. Because if a man can come in with the money and call put the whole up road and say, hey, we are going to do an operation and call them an army to the point where helicopter come. And we accept it. Government have nothing to do with it. Something is wrong. Something must wrong with the education system that are producing individuals that would believe that.
Yes.
Something must be wrong.
Bob Marley
And
said they
listen,
think that what we know is only what them
listen,
tell we.
And I am not subscribing to the narrative because look at it from this perspective. We know the failures of our education system. We know that a significant number of Jamaicans are leaving school who are ill prepared to take on adulthood. The reality is these people still need somewhere to live. What are we going to do with them? What are we going to do with them? These are the same people that are needed to do menial tasks and even to do a lot of the skill work. What programs, what opportunity the government is providing for these people? Because if you pay these people at the rate that they're paying people now, these people will never in their lifetime be able to purchase a piece of land. And anybody who fool themselves and say, oh, they need to get work. If you pay a person $17,000 a week and he has a family, how can he buy a piece of land out of that? How? Listen, we have to get to the point where we honest enough. And I hate the dishonesty that is taking place in the media. I hate the dishonesty of persons who know better and who are just singing for their supper. We need a rethink. We need to move to take the color off our eye because it cannot be that something like this happen and it will degenerate into a political football where you didn't do this, me never do this. That is not the issue. How can we in 2026 live in a country where some private developer can bulldoze people's house and the response of the government is to take some tents and let them pitch them on the same place with a bulldozer? How can we accept that as a people and think that that is a reasonable response? And then the Prime Minister now here and says he's going to do something about it. Look here, man. You see, if we as a people, and I'll say this, continue to accept what is happening, sooner or later, we are going to be worse off than when Nanny, Paul Bogle,
Yes, man.
was around.
A long time I said that.
Yes,
Blessings, Wilson.
yeah.
Raleigh,
Yeah, man.
you have anything to say about all of that? Hold on, let me just close. Thanks to the people at Mastercat Radio for listening. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Join us next Saturday morning for the Colin Bell Show, starting at 9 a.m. on Mastercat Radio. Thank you very much. Yeah, Raleigh, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I never go back to Nanny because the people in Jamaica are interested in history and education. Now look at what is happening now to show you how stupid they are. Welcome like the people of Gaza.
Yes.
Because that happened right in front of our face right now. Yes, and then they have to go back and read the whole thing. That's all over the world right now. Yeah, we're going to end up like Gaza because the same thing that takes place in Gaza.
Raleigh.
Get out the man, them are bulldozers all over the place, yeah.
Hold on for the caller. Raleigh, we're going to run. Anything final you want to leave with us today?
Well, finally, as we said, the economy in our terrible state. All I'm going to say with all of them things is a reflection of the state of the economy. So, we are saying to the people of Jamaica, this thing we want to suspend in our consciousness and suspend in our conscience. That now what? Yeah, because today is them people, tomorrow it's somebody else. So they need to stand up against these atrocities because we'll end up just like people on the West Bank and Gaza and the people in Lebanon. Because the same kind of set of people have the same mentality I carry out them thing in Jamaica or carry out them thing in the rest of the world. So you need to stand up, people of Jamaicans. Yeah? Pretend that you're not conscious now to make the situation change.
Better know.
If you want change, you have to demonstrate consciousness. And today is Cooper's pen, tomorrow is somebody else and somewhere else. That's how
hold on. Ask Raleigh, did the government hold on, Raleigh, don't move. Ask Raleigh, did the government budget for the repairs of schools? Several schools will be closed. What is the implication of the employees of those institutions and the economy?
Well, them not gonna have no work at the time, and the economy are gonna melt down more. It means that them are gonna have less spending power. It means that the firms them would have used to buy from have to start lay off some workers. And it means that the government will have less tax revenues and you know continue on this vicious down cycle.
Little more.
Meltdown.
Little more, brother. We talk.
Best.
Caller, go ahead. Good morning.
Hey, Colin.
Yeah, Marshy.
Look here now. There was a coup in Jamaica last week. It can only happen in a coup where the giant security force in an operation and the government don't know anything about it. So that means they've been overthrown. So we have no government. So there was a coup. Am I right or am I right?
I hear you. Yes, yes.
Yeah, there was a coup. And two of the person who love to talk and know everything, we can't hear nothing from them. Marlon Morgan and Captain, where are they to give us some information?
Listen.
Because there was a coup. The government knows nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's my point. Something funny. And let me tell you something. Me say something earlier, I'm going to repeat it one more time.
Yes.
There was a problem with that land and some business from way back with Edward Siaga. You are to happen to be brother-in-law.
Marshy, you said that already. I'm going to run because I have Auntie Dawn holding for a while. Where's Auntie Dawn? I need to find Auntie Dawn.
Yeah.
Auntie Dawn, go ahead, please. Auntie Dawn? Auntie Dawn?
Can you hear me?
Go ahead, caller.
Okay, she asked the Auntie Dawn.
No, because I had Auntie Dawn holding, but it looked like she hung up. Yeah, man.
Okay. All right, so here you are earlier talking about history and Israel and Palestine and certain things that take place. Now, a few questions I want to ask you in regards to this, because I just spoke to cousin this morning, and he was not drawing the line that you were drawing as a lawyer because it makes more sense, right? But you can speculate and say and push the narrative out there based on what you are doing. Even no better saying it's supposed to do that because he knows that there are legal grounds that can be taken to do what was done.
Listen, man, we're full of sense. Listen, man, we're full of sense. Yes, the police can detain anybody. But you hear what cousin say? You have to do. You're supposed to do it the right. You're supposed to do it the right way. But because we are a country of so much criminals and illegality, the police get away with a lot of things. Yeah. So because you have so much sense, I guess you know exactly why the police went in at 3 o'clock and arrest the men of the community. Because me not have no sense. Shut up and listen. Because me not have no sense. Me I say it is illegal for go in and arrest the man them 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah? Come here going like you want to disrespect people but who have more sense now when you talk out of your rear end. Morning, Auntie Dawn.
Morning. Okay. Welcome to you and Ralston.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
It's a good thing you're up and running, so because I was holding till I think you forgot me.
No, I never forget, but what happened is that when the straight calls them come in. Yeah.
Okay. The tactics, I hear Ralston talk about the current use of that tactic that was used in Cooper, Spain. And there's a part of it that you seem to overlook, It's not just removal of the men, It's the removal of the able-bodied young men.
Yes, and hold on to them. Remove them, hold them until the operation is complete. And this clown.
Because what they used to do during our enslavement time is when they want to attack, you move the ones them can offer resistance.
Yeah, then is a Israeli style, is a slavery style. The caller also mentioned about lynching when they take our forefathers and rape them and beat them and dehumanize them in front of the women. What they did down at Cooper's Pen was take away the young men and make them become obsolete.
Because I'm sure we had elderly men that was left there, you know, those who can't give resistance. So it's a strong one they give.
Hold on, Auntie Dan. Hold on. Did they take anybody under the age of 18? Did they take anybody under the age of 15? But I'm going to get more information. Go ahead.
But did they take anybody over the age of like 50, 55?
Oh, 55 man are big as it's still strong man. They might take the one them.
Yes.
Did they take anybody over 65?
Anybody who them think physically will not resist. That is the age group. And also, when Ralston said that the young people not interested in history, yes, I can say that. But Ralston, I have to blame us, the generation before, because we take away history. We don't teach history in school, and if we do teach it,
because now what we're teaching, social study, right?
No, they teach history still, but is what part of history are they teaching? And also, we have a lot.
Hold on a little bit, caller. Point it down. Hold on. Pauline Henry, I didn't cut him off, you know. I tell him to shut up and listen. Him hang up. I didn't cut him off. I don't cut off people like that. But they have this nasty habit that they call, and once you are taught them one talk, same time. That's how they behave. And I'm not going to accept it. I am the chairman, and I have chairman rights. Once I start to talk, you must stop and listen. Go ahead, Auntie Dan.
Yes, I know a lot of persons, and I am in the ancient age group. Me even like a past elders now. Me are the ancient age group. And you have plenty of people in my age group that I remember when we're talking about anything historical, they are saying that, boy, that's not slavery and it gone a long time. Under 200 years, we come out of enslavement yet, you know. People have to try and understand that. And our enslavement was not only physical, it was the psychological damage.
How many things that was invented 200 years ago we are still using?
Okay. And also, when we are talking about psychological enslavement, the enslavement will never reach any other race of people. You know, every race enslaved them, one another enslaved other people. But the type that reach us, we are the only one when no know where we come from. We only have to try to assume, so we know, so we come from the motherland, Africa. But Africa is a big place.
Yes.
We can't say which tribe we come from, them take away we language, them take away everything, and even up to this day, anything that we try to create or revitalize of our past, it is trampled upon. That is why them no want even do we culture. Look at our language. Every country have 2, 3, 4, 5 languages, you know. Even the Great Britain. When you go there, you have some sections like some sections are the English-speaking countries in the colonizers' world. But if you hear them, you can't understand either, and it's English them speaking, which means that you have different variations to everything. It's only we afraid for even admit so we have 2 languages in Jamaica. So if you can't accept that there is nothing else about yourself you have to accept. And we know time short, so we have to talk about that another time. But remember, our young people, anything you see them are going with, most of it are learned behavior, and we teach them. And we teach them for now to accept the things that we have to know. We don't want to dwell in the past, you know, but we must be aware of the past so that we don't repeat it and we see where come. We'll go right back in our enslavement, you know. It's only that I know move them and move with their righteous to enslave ourselves.
All right, Auntie Dan. Blessings. 1-876-804-7072. Hold on, caller. a person having a huge problem and they consume a lot of alcohol to get their mind off the problem, but they wake up in boy. Let me tell you something. You can't drink away your problem. Cannot drink away your problem. Yes, sir.
All right. You said you'll be disciplined for all of this still, but my call you back and read it, right? So, what I'm simply saying to you, sir, without being rude to you, the person you spoke to as a lawyer said that we don't know the evidence that the police would have acted on, right? No, I'm not here to justify what take place. I don't know nothing either. What I'm here to talk about is the history that you guys are talking about that people don't know anything about, right? The history not about with Palestine and Israelis, them. These people both are squatters over there. They are two squatters. The land don't belong to them. They were given the land by England and them over there fight for it. That's what happens when people thief land and fight for it. The bigger power stand and the bigger power go destroy the next smaller power because him have more power. All right? Now, the history I'm trying to tell you is that the land belongs to us over there. These two countries are these white people.
The lands over Israel belong to Jamaicans or black people.
Right.
Jamaicans are black people. Which one?
It belongs to the true Israelites.
Okay.
It belongs to
and who are the true Israelites?
The so-called Negroes in America, the so-called Negroes in the Caribbean, the Haitians, the Dominicans, the Cubans. We are all one people that were taken from that region, from the west coast of Africa, who fled Jerusalem and brought into slavery by the so-called white man. The said Jewish people them who sponsored the ship them to bring in a slave over here. Right? That is the history that they are trying to carry upon. The problem I have still when people call you, say you're home to this dialogue and that. But things when people that align to your call you deal with them respectfully.
No, but listen, when I am hosting the show, yeah, and you have this style that you say something, and once I start respond, you start talk same time. It not go work.
Okay.
You understand? When me start talk, me expect you to stop.
No problem.
Go ahead.
I just feel like say you're cutting me before I make the point.
I didn't cut you off now. You hung up. Don't do that. I did not cut you off.
No, Mr. Cut.
You hung up.
I say cut off, when I say cut off, mean like it. You stop me from start. I make the point.
No, but as me say, when me start talk, you fi stop. I will always allow you to speak. Go ahead.
All right. So, right. So, that's why I'm saying I don't trust politicians and I did politicians because by right, according to Jamaica as it is, we are all landholders here. Even if you buy a person a piece of land, you're not the owner of the land. All right? And that's why the government can claim it back again because it doesn't belong to you. You're not the rightful owner. According to the Bible, what we're supposed to believe in, our youth believe in, God give every nation a possession of land and an inheritance to the people them. We were displaced from our land and now we are fighting for lands that don't belong to us. Now you hear about the Trump, Trump said in a new executive order in pass. Him said they passed the laws back in the slavery time period to give the slaves them right to America. Because really and truly,
you're talking about the Bertha law.
Yeah, right. The birth, because your belief is wherever you are born makes you that nationality.
Yes,
right. That is your standpoint.
That is my stance. So yes,
right.
You can't change where you're born.
True, you can't change your born, but where you're born have no significance to you. I just become man.
I disagree with that. Anywhere you're born,
I know.
This or your land. You can't change it.
All right. Well, I know some ask a question, right? So when you believe in the Bible, when Egypt had the Israelites in slavery, did the Israelites born in Egypt?
Yes.
Why weren't they called Egyptians?
Those who were born in Israel are Israelites. Those who were born in
Egypt
are Egyptian. Our foreparents were born in Africa. They are Africans. I was born in Jamaica. I am a Jamaican. Me don't know no other land.
You didn't answer the Bible question as a man who believes in the Bible.
What is the Bible question?
The Bible question is, Egypt was in slavery, just like we were in slavery. Egypt was bondage, slavery, right? The Israelites went into slavery in Egypt, and they were enslaved in Egypt. Hundreds of years, them been down there, born, raised, them pin up there. They were not Egyptians, they were Israelites. Why?
Who said that they were? Hold on. So you hold on, come here, mix me. I not understand what you are saying. You are saying that the Israelis were enslaved by the Egyptians?
Yeah.
All right. And the
So,
hold on. And the Israelis, some of them were born in Egypt. Right?
Right.
And you are saying that those who were born in Egypt are not Egyptian?
Israelites weren't Egyptians, they were Israelites. I'm reading this here. The Exodus 11, verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that they may know how that the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel, but they were born in the same land. My point of making this is that
me no understand that where you refer to. Me head now wrap around it this morning. Because listen, hold on. Here what I said to you this morning. Don't move me from a Cooper's pen, because right now you move me from Cooper's pen and I carry me over Egypt. And my brain now wrap around it because I am so upset about the men who were arrested at 3 o'clock in the morning. You might not want to put no connection to it. I am putting a connection to it, and I am saying this is my view now, that those men were arrested to remove any potential resistance from the demolition of the houses. So that's my focus there this morning.
Let me talk about that then, right? Because the point just was clear. But let me talk about that point again. It's like, again, I don't believe in politics and politicians, because PNP was trying to get the people on that specific land. But you said earlier that Jamaica own much land, the government own much land.
Yeah.
Not differentiating that the government has 3 arms, and that they can act on their own based on the arms that the government have. There's 3 different arms of the government. When it's the government, that is kind of misleading, because someone with no sense will think that you're just talking about just one arm and there's different parts of the government. But let me just move on, right? Why didn't PNP them take the people from that land and give them annexed land whenever owned by somebody else?
That's a fair question, but at the time maybe the government believed that they could use because the government was trying to take the land or buy the land and allow the people to stay there. The court ruled against them because there's independence, or what you call separation of powers. So the judiciary, which is the court, is independent of the executive and the legislature. Yeah? And therefore the court ruled against the government. Why didn't the GLP do the appeal when the ruling came down in April of 2016?
And that is what I try to simply say to you. Both of them never heard nothing, because I'm simply saying to you.
I disagree with that. Because we still have a country. Right, even though it is in topsy-turvy, we still have a country, and we still have to give thanks to the PNP and the GLP that we still have a country that quote-unquote
did nothing for the people.
None of them did nothing for the people? Rubbish. Not Augusta. That's not true. Both of them have done for the people. Maybe not enough, but they have done stuff for the people. So I now go condone that. But we're going to move on still. We're going to take our next call because we're closing the show at 11:30. We're over time. Next time. Tomorrow morning we'll be back. Caller, you're the final call this morning. Good morning. Go ahead.
Morning, Colin.
Yes.
Right. That gentleman has finished then, the one who was talking before.
Speak a little louder for me. Not hearing you.
Right. Gentleman who called before me.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have hit the nail on the head. I think he was just trying to divert you.
Yeah, man. I'm
really glad. Well, you had sense to pick it up, so you're not as nonsensical as he thinks. I think he was rude. You don't call a program and tell people about somebody else have more sense than them.
Yeah, man.
Very rude. And I'm glad the way you dealt with him assertively. Let him know who is in charge. And the other thing, I can't believe he had the nerve to call back.
But as I told Pauline, I did not cut him off, I him hang up.
Right. Anyhow, just want, because I know time is going. I am just saying, if somebody is occupying land illegally, and I as the owner take them off, I'm just playing devil's advocate because
Yeah.
I don't agree with what happened down there. I don't agree. And if you come and take them off, and a few days' time, you facilitate their return, aren't you being an accessory to the fact?
Of course. If you take them off, them should come back. There should be no return.
All right. So whoever bring them back should be accountable now.
Yeah, because the tents are on the same
I'm just playing
land.
devil's advocate. I'm just because I don't think people should have been removed the way they were.
Right.
They should have been served due notice, which I think is what might have been the way to go. That you serve like a first notice, a second notice, a third notice, if that is it.
Yes.
And then if they don't move, then you're going. So what happened to me is just terrorism. That's what I call it. It's just classist terrorism, where the people who have money are trying to keep black people like me down. I'm a landowner today, but I wasn't always a landowner.
Exactly so.
I identify with people who are not landowners. Have a good weekend.
Blessings. I did say final, but I have 2 minutes. You've been trying to call for a long time. You have about 2 minutes. Go ahead.
Good day, Mr. Collins.
Blessings, sir.
Yes, sir. That MP where you have on a while ago, I served 10 years in the police force in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
There's no law in the book. You could go to somebody's house, pick them up and imprisonment them. It's imprisonment. Because when you restrict me from a movement, have me in one place, that name imprisonment. So that MP is disgusting. That's why people hate politicians like that, so man. It really hurt me to listen to him. He trying to go around.
No,
It's
you see,
illegal.
he was-
You talking about high crime. 1 second, this won't finish, and you have to respond. You say high crime in the country. For you to take somebody to process them, you have to go to the court and give a reason why you want to process.
Hold
10,
on.
15 people,
Stop.
and you get a warrant.
Stop. Can the police detain you? Can you be detained?
With reason to detain.
And the police, well, and that's why I'm saying that the commander need to go on interdiction pending an investigation. Because I am sure that the police going to make up a reason. That's why I'm saying that way there, you know. Put him on interdiction pending an investigation. Then you've been police. Anything you put them on, make up a reason and say this or that. But in my view, as I told the caller a while ago, there's no damn coincidence. Them take with them on them so that there's no obstruction to the demolition.
So
it is
you see the
wicked
problem is, guys,
and unlawful and nasty.
Yeah, because the people that are poor people, they might not have the position with lawyer to fight it. That's a lawsuit there, you know.
Well,
Straight
they
lawsuit
must
to the
they must
government.
fight it, and I am hoping that. Well, I hear that a lawyer take it up already. So let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
All
Sorry,
right.
sir, I respect you and I listen to you all around.
All right, my brother.
I
Thanks
didn't
very
mean to be so upset, but
No,
it
man, but
kinda
it's
hurt me.
upsetting, and there should have been more outcry over this.
Yeah.
There should be more outcry. Thank you.
That means you and your wife could be in your house and somebody just come take you and say, "Oh, we're going to process it without no reason." It's
And
illegal.
then rape, and
that
then rape,
lawyer
and
should
then
do
rape,
better, that
and then rape my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Take care, man. Good
Blessings.
respect.
Blessings.
All right.
You know, listeners and viewers, I am very disappointed in how the security apparatus was used in this instance. I'm somebody who respects the law and believe that you can find justice in Jamaica's legal system. I'm also aware that my country is riddled with corruption. I'm also aware that there are politicians who are in politics for self-aggrandization, and they are land grabbing and ripping and robbing our country. This situation in Cooper's Pen, where the police went in and locked up the young men, should not be allowed to just die a natural death. This must be investigated. And I call on the Prime Minister, the Minister of National Security, and the Commissioner of Police, call an Indicom, that this matter of holding on to these young men must be investigated. And I am calling for the commander of that operation to be placed on interdiction pending the investigation. Reasons why these people were held. It's my information that a lawsuit is coming out of it. The taxpayers of this country should not be burdened with the costs of that lawsuit. I warned before the election that this administration shows strong tendency of running a dictatorship. One of the first moves of a government becoming a dictator is the government trying to control the media. When Power 106 was closed down, it was my view that mainstream media is coming under extreme competition from social media, and mainstream media is dependent on government funding, government advertisement to keep their heads above water. I see where my good friend and brother Conrad O'Brien, 4 days on News Talk, Sleek 93, has been cut to 2 days. And his replacement is a lady who was in the video with Floyd Green on the No Movement Day, pointing their 2 fingers and saying, show our labor rights. I see that as a further controlling of whatever narrative the government wants and to control news and the news cycle. I am warning Jamaica to be careful. Warning Jamaicans, stop looking within the high clothes. Open your eyes. Look around you. See what is happening in your country. We have a government who is hungry for power. And like Gregory Isaac said, the more them get it, and the more them want it. They are drunk on power. And the worst thing about it, they are unable to manage the country. Jamaica's economy is in what I call the worst state for a very long time. And some of you are unable to see it. But before I leave you this morning, I want to remind you with what Prime Minister Andrew Holness said when he was in opposition. And when you listen to this tape, look at what is happening around you now. And we'll talk about it tomorrow morning.
Happening now. Because a wise man once said that a government that believes that it can tax its way to growth and prosperity is like a man standing in a bucket trying to pull himself up by the handles. Every year you hear them project, oh, we're going to have growth. 0.1%. What? Point what? When is that ever growth? That's within the margin of error. Government has a duty to maintain fiscal discipline, but at the same time to stimulate growth. And if the government can't do that, it's not worth its salt, and it shouldn't be the government. We shouldn't elect them. But for those of you who are comfortable in just absorbing what is being said without truly analyzing, you tell me how more taxes, less public expenditure is going to help to grow the country. Tell me which country has ever grown with its government taxing and taxing every year.
Think about those things. Until we meet tomorrow morning, may the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet again tomorrow morning for Talk Jamaica. Peace be with you, my people. Blessings.